centuries, the old grey castle of Edinburgh has stoutly withstood the onslaught of many foes. But no longer are the fortresses of the military the only objective of enemy attack. Today, the peaceful citizen and his home face the threat of aerial bombardment, a danger greatly intensified by the congested living conditions of city tenements, where sometimes hundreds of families are packed into their cliff-like homes. To a varying degree, this congestion exists in the tenements of the residential districts, the narrow confines of the ancient dwellings in the old town, the endless streets of workers' houses in the industrial area, and even in the new housing scheme, planned on the most modern ideas of separate blocks of flats, this problem persists. Still worse are the old closes, where the density of the population leaps from less than 20 persons per acre, as found in suburban areas, to 500 and even more per acre in the highly congested tenement areas such as these. Such immense concentration of the public requires special protection. Under the direction of the Ministry of Home Security, local authorities have built and are still building strong, safe shelters of various types to suit the different conditions which almost every block of tenements presents. The emergency sandbag protections hastily built when war was declared are now replaced by brick erections, a new feature of architecture so significant of the times in which we live that they are accepted by householders as a matter of course. Once reserved only for drying clothes and echoing to the happy cry of children playing, back greens have been dug up to provide strong, efficient shelters to ensure a refuge from a once undreamt-of danger. Behind every bell, behind every door of these crowded tenements lives a family on whose safety depends the future of our country. Many children have been transferred to safer areas, but some still remain. It is therefore the duty of the government and the local authorities to provide every means of protection possible. But shelters alone are not enough. Dense populations require guidance and leadership. The problem has been solved by the civil defense authorities, and warden posts in all districts concerned are energetically putting their plans into action. All ARP wardens have themselves undergone effective training to combat the effects of aerial attack. But they cannot always be where they are most needed. The people must therefore be trained to help themselves. The aim of the ARP authorities is to enroll 2 or 3 dependable people in every stair to act as tenement wardens, working under the supervision of the regular wardens. Setting out to seek for volunteers, these 2 wardens visit a typical street of tenement flats. Here they are at an address where they have been told their appeal may find a willing response. Up they go, up the many stairs which give city cobblers such a busy time. Is this the place? They wonder. It is difficult to be sure in these stairs. There are so many doors and not everyone has a nameplate. No, not here, quite certainly. Oh no, Mr. Campbell lives upstairs. This must be it. Ah, this definitely looks more hopeful. Yes, Father's in. Daddy! Daddy wonders what all this is about. Has he been careless about his blackout? But no, the wardens just want to have a chat. So in they go to explain their mission a little further. Does Mr. Campbell know exactly what he will do when the sirens sound? What about the other people on the stair? Wouldn't it be a good idea to get them all together and see how best they could help each other? Yes, a grand idea. And so an informal meeting is held, and the meaning of the Tenement Warden scheme is explained. What about Mr. Campbell volunteering to act as Tenement Warden? Yes, Mr. Campbell is surely the very man. You can see from his Scots canniness that he has those unexcitable qualities that spell reliance. And now a woman, Mrs. Monroe. Her cheerful smile would be a great asset in a shelter full of nervous people. And so one more link in the protective chain of civil defense has begun to be forged. Having accepted their responsibilities, the tenement wardens take on their job with enthusiasm. From all parts of the district, they attend a meeting where an experienced drip warden gives them a preliminary talk on the general idea behind the tenement warden scheme. He explains their main duties and emphasizes the spirit of neighborly helpfulness which should inspire them all in their efforts. An officer of the AFS adds his knowledge and experience for the benefit of this new but highly important tenement service. At the first aid class, the importance of bandaging receives great attention. A limb, or even a life, may depend upon the skill with which a bandage is applied. Many tenement wardens voluntarily attend additional lectures in order to gain practical experience and increase their value in an emergency. The stirrup pump is the warden's main weapon of defense against incendiary bombs. The instructor places great stress on the need to keep low when attacking the flames. This prevents one from being overcome by smoke, as might quite easily happen if the hose were held in a standing position. Our wardens now feel that they have the right to wear their armlets, the official badge of office which gives them authority and inspires confidence in nervous neighbors. But what matters more than wearing an armlet and looking important is planning everything that must be done immediately the alarm sounds. First of all, they must go round all the neighbors to find out who will need help. Women with children, old people, invalids, and so on. Oh no, Granddad can't walk. We must always help him. And so down goes a note of this in the little book with which the conscientious Mr. Campbell has provided himself. Gas masks must be examined to see that they're kept in good condition. And here is a good idea which makes sure that the family masks can always be found when they're needed. Let's see what these are like. Yes, that one's all right. Put it back carefully so that the mica is not folded and so may become cracked and leaky. But here is a stiff proposition. Gas fumes will not wait in their deadly work until you've time to run back to the kitchen for a tin opener. By gum, this is a stiff one. Ooh, here it comes, and... just as might be expected, the rubber is torn. Here is a perfect example of what not to do with your respirator. Do not keep it in a case which cannot be opened instantly. Carelessness like this may lead to trouble for yourself, to trouble for those who are trying to help you, and perhaps to sorrow for your family. And so round all their flock go the wardens, answering questions, giving advice, and above all, preserving a cheerful manner. A smile and a joke, they discover, can do more to help than a solemn face and a stern warning. Outside in the back green stands the tenement citadel, a stout semi-underground structure that will withstand all but a direct hit from a heavy bomb. In here there is safety, and the regular wardens in their tour of inspection are surprised at the thought and care the tenement wardens have devoted to making the shelter as comfortable as possible. Even a box of toys and games for the kiddies has been provided. An air raid warning may last only a short time, but it may last for hours, and it is wise to prepare for everything. First aid outfits are not supplied with the shelters, but the folks in this stair have wisely clubbed together to get an outfit of their own, which contains a little of everything likely to be required. This is the sort of thing that shows the efficiency of this particular stairs warden. Upstairs now, to see how things are there. Pails of water, as they should be, ready for that emergency which may come at any time. And here is the stirrup pump, kept where it is most needed, on the top flat, ready for action at a moment's notice. No, they didn't wait for a free issue at this tenement. Here is evidence of hard-earned shillings, often ill to spare, but willingly given by neighbors who have tried to do everything possible to cooperate with the authorities to ensure their own protection. Watchman, will you stay and keep a lookout for fire? Good man. The auxiliary firemen arrive, but the wardens have done their job well and bravely. Their watchfulness, their promptness, their doggedness have saved the AFS valuable time which they may need to put out greater and more dangerous fires elsewhere. Congratulations, wardens. What? The all clear? Good.